Hey guys, it's Nagin from Persian Brunette. I haven't been on here for such a long time, and if you're new, well, welcome to Persian Brunette. Make sure you subscribe, slash follow me on Instagram, slash go see my blog. I don't even know how to start this kind of thing. So I decided to start my YouTube channel again with a new series, which are the PB books, which is kind of a book club where I'll talk about all the books that I'm reading. These books keep fucking falling and I can't do anything about it. Oh, okay. Don't fall, okay? Don't fall. I'm having like a halo of light right now. I'm basically an angel. First book I read is The Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It's written by Mark Manson. It's an actual blogger. I basically told everyone around me to buy this book, and I'm gonna tell you right now, move your ass, go to the nearest bookstore you have, order this. I've changed so much in how I'm thinking, and it's the kind of book where I was like, yes, yes, yes. I mean, that's really how this book made me feel though, you know. What really shocked me about this book is that I really expected something that was lighthearted and really like, you know, quirky and funny and cute. It wasn't cute at all. This was like sometimes mean. It shocked me at times. I was like, it put me uncomfortable other times. It really was totally the opposite of what I thought it was. It was so like full of content. He wrote this so in depth that I was like, oh man, where have you been all my life? Talked about so many things, like how you have to learn to say no, not being a people pleaser, really putting what you think matters first. He really talks about, you know, prioritizing what matters and what doesn't, really choosing to give a fuck about certain things and not give a fuck about other things. It's not a book that will tell you don't give a fuck about anything. It's really find what you want to give a fuck about, find what really makes you happy and stick to it. And also it's all about really being self-aware, evaluating your thoughts to be really in a good way to live basically your best life. What I really liked about this is how it was written in a very bad cop kind of like tone, and he used this whole book, it was kind of a memoir. I don't want to say it was a memoir, but it's a help memoir, because he really was basing everything on his experience. Also, when it was not on his own experience, he was really basing everything on examples that are very interesting. It's not the kind of example you're like, oh my god, I'm skipping through because this is so boring. It was actually very interesting and really well put out, and I really felt like interested to know more about it. He's taking us through this whole course into this book and what he's learned on the way. And I thought it was really like well thought how he wrote it, and I love this, changed my life. Go buy it because it's freaking everything. I think that if you actually like my writing, you will like this, because I compare myself to a blogger that has a lot of readers, but that's okay. Second book I read is this love story, Will Self-Destruct by Leslie Cohen. I fell in love with this, but not in the way I thought I would. It was honestly under my bed for the longest time. It's kind of cute. It's the classic tale of boy meets girl, but girl goes home with someone else. I think the strongest part of this book, human, and how well written the characters are. It's not about the love story really, but it's about the characters and how they're feeling and how they're growing throughout the whole story. It's this story of Eve, very messy, she's very crazy, she is very oversensitive, and it's in a good way as it is in a bad way. And what I loved about Eve is that she's not perfect at all. She is a mess, and she's very she has a lot of traumatic stuff that happened to her in the past. Her mom is dead. I say like her mom is dead, but yeah, she lost her mom when she was a teenager, and that was the person she loved the most. Her dad is not around, and she is with her sister that she doesn't like that much, and with her stepdad. but that's just backstory. She has this whole group of friends, of people that of girls that are very, very different from each other, and it all starts at a party where she meets Ben, but she doesn't really like him, she doesn't even connect with him, she doesn't even want to see him, because deep down she has a huge crush on this bad boy, sexy, musician, hot guy called Jesse. And so she goes with Jesse, and they connect, they really fall for each other, and then they end up having a relationship. But this relationship is very passionate and toxic at times, and they really, really care about each other, and they really love each other, but they're clearly not meant to be together, because they're not compatible on a lot of things. And then yeah, Ben is around her, they're not even friends, they just like hang out with the same people, and then they end up meeting later when she and Jesse have broken up, and they connect. Like for the first time in many years of knowing each other, they finally connect. And it starts very messily, but then it navigates towards a relationship, and once they're all together and really well in love, she makes a mistake, bumps into Jesse again, and feels that whole old chemistry, and she is still not able to let go of that old love, and that's where everything kind of goes to shit. Really loved how she grows throughout the book, and how in the end everything ends up really cute. It's just, I really, really like this book, and if you really want to read a novel whose character are really gonna grab you, I think this is the one. And yeah, I just loved it. It was so good. Yo, talking about books makes you thirsty, and not in the good way. The book I read is How to Stop Time by Matt Haig. I don't know how to say it, but this was very good. The story of Tom. He is born, I don't know when he's born, but he's born a long time ago. He's born with a special kind of condition, which makes that he ages very, very slowly, which means that instead he looks 40, but he's actually 200 and something years old. And it's all about, really, the books really takes you through it, like his entire life, and how he goes and navigates through the different eras, and what, you know, the mentalities of each era. It's a very cool thing to see how everything changes depending on the different eras. And so he basically starts the book fleeing basically city from city, because when people start to notice that he actually don't age, it starts being very dangerous for him, because it was in an age where it was very kind of like dangerous for you to look like you don't age, and that you are basically a witch, because, you know, it's not cool, because they basically burned the witches. They like chased by people that are kind of like dangerous to his kind. So there is a secret society for people that are just like him. Basically they have a contract. Every 7 years he has to change identities, and he has to change his entire life. So he has to go to a different place under a different name, and really start fresh. And this concept of him not caring about that, because he's lost everything he cared about, he's lost the woman he loved, it really picks up with him agreeing to the contract and really moving like around cities, places, time. The condition of this contract is to never get attached to anyone and to never fall in love with anyone, because if you do, basically you are putting the whole entire society in danger. This other side of the story, where he has a daughter that has the same conditions as him, but he doesn't know where she is. He has no idea, and the only reason why he accepted to be part of this society was because the founder basically promised him that they would find his daughter. So yeah, there is this whole entire contrast of him not caring about what happens to him because he doesn't have family or anything, and then there is this desperate need of finding his daughter. What I love about this is that it's really not about what happens, but about what the lessons he learns. Because he always talks about how old he feels, how he's an old soul, how he's seen the same faces everywhere, how he knows how this ends, but he ends up the book realizing that this whole time he has no idea about anything. I really thought this was very good. This was very interesting to read. Sometimes it was a little bit slow, but when it ended I was like, my heart. This was the first video of my hashtag PB book series. I really hope you liked it. Tell me if you did. Thumbs up if you did. Comment on my blog if you wish to see more of these, if that made you like more inspired to read more books. If you actually ended up reading one of the books I am mentioning on here, and also if you have any book recommendations for me, I'll take anything. I really hope you are doing very well. Subscribe if you haven't. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. I'm all over the place. And lots of love always. Bye guys!